Have Democrats finally learned to beat Republicans at their own game? With us for today's Schuster Showdown, radio talk show host Bill Press and Republican strategist Alex Conant. Bill, let's start with you. Democrats playing hardball. What do you think? Will it work?
You know what? I think it's about time, David. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've talked to several senators, members of Congress, people here at the White House in the last couple of days, and you feel from all of them, you hear a new sense of optimism. They feel they're very close. They're really down to the very final issues between the House and the Senate. The more the Republicans defy them to pass this bill, the more the Democrats are committed to doing it. The President is staying in town for an extra 3 days to get it done, and I think they really feel they can get this bill done by the end of the month and then take it to the American people. Let the American people decide.
Alex, your view.
Well, I mean, that's the exact same thing we've been hearing for almost a year now. Back last June, last July, last August, there's always, oh, by the end of the month, we're going to get this done, and yet it hasn't passed. And there is some bipartisanship, actually. It's bipartisan opposition to the bill. Right now, the Democrats, never mind trying to woo Republicans, they're out there trying to woo Democrats who are looking at this bill, looking at the poll numbers back in their districts, where 94% of the people in some cases say they're watching this vote very carefully, and the vast majority oppose it. They're looking at this and they're saying, look, if I vote for this bill, it's going to cost me my job in Congress. Is it worth it? And a lot of them are saying no.
Well, hey, David, the reason... Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, look, the reason it didn't happen sooner is because Democrats spent too much time thinking that they could get some Republicans to come along. What John Boehner just said is what John Boehner said over a year ago, and they should have listened to him. They set out determined to kill any Obama bill, and now at least Obama, the Democrats realize that, and they're leaving them behind. They don't need them. They don't want them.
Alex, I want to get your reaction real quickly to conservative columnist David Brooks. Here's what he wrote in the New York Times today. To call this an orthodox liberal plan is an absurdity. It more closely resembles the center-left deals cut by Tom Daschle and Bob Dole or Ted Kennedy and Mitt Romney. Obama has pushed this program with a tenacity unmatched in modern political history. Never mind the tenacity part. What about the idea that to call this an orthodox liberal plan is an absurdity?
Well, look, this plan raises taxes, it expands government mandates. That is liberal. By I think any definition, that's liberal. And I mean, you can laugh, but that's why moderate Democrats are balking at the prospects of voting for this legislation, and that's why all Republicans have opposed it. Republicans have come forward with common sense ideas for how to actually cut health care costs. Those proposals are not in the legislation that's now being considered in the House and in the Senate, and because of that, they're all going to vote against it. And a lot of common sense Democrats that don't want to vote for it either.
You know what, David? These are the same old tired arguments we've been hearing for a year and a half. This plan, David Brooks is right. It was put forward, let me finish, it was put forward by Howard Baker. It was put forward by Bob Dole. These are not liberals. But you know what? It's time for it. Up or down vote. Take it to the American people. The Republicans will be for repeal. The Democrats will be for reform, expanding health care to 30 million Americans.
Plays next week. We do think the vote is going to happen next week. Bill Press and Alex Conant, thank you both as always. We appreciate it. Good evening. Come in. Have a good weekend. Coming up, a judge